Hello and welcome again, dear listeners and watchers, all the Pokemon fans and just the fans of games and gaming in general. I'm Vitaly and welcome to another episode of Game Vortex. Today I have some very important news for you, as well as some tips and things that might help you out when your Pokemon adventure, if it's there for you already or it's coming soon. You might even be able to find out when is it actually coming to your country. So without further ado, let's dive into it. I also wanted to let you know that I'm planning to actually start an official section for the Pokemon Go, since a lot of people are actually quite interested in it, and you can't deny that the thing is a juggernaut. So I'm going to be posting regular updates and tips and so on until the game hopefully continues to be great, or maybe people will forget about it and that's it and move on. We'll see about that. So the first things first, Pokemon finally launching in Japan after almost a month. Which is surprising because it's developed by Niantic, which is an American company, but with Nintendo and the Pokemon company, which are Japanese, and the home of the Pokemon is Japan. That's where it was conceived, as we can say like that. So it's finally launching in Japan tomorrow, it says, but that was published about 18 hours ago, so that means it's going to be within the next 12 hours. It should come out in Japan, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on it to see if it's actually true or if it's another one of those rumors that never materializes. There's also rumors that it's going to be the first country to feature the sponsored Pokestops and gyms, which are going to be sponsored by McDonald's. I guess if you just hang around near McDonald's and maybe go in and buy something, you're going to get some kind of the possibilities are limitless there. Go back Big Mac and get a flipping Pokemon or eggs or incubators and stuff. You have to first know that this is an amazing platform for marketing, not only a game. There is a reason behind all this. They didn't do that with Ingress, but they will do that with Pokemon. So, if it's true and Japan is getting the Pokemon Go tomorrow, this gives me a very good frame to predict when the game will release for the rest of us. Right now, some of the people in Asian countries like in South Korea and parts of China, even through the hacks, but Indonesia, manage to still play the game. It doesn't seem like it's blocked there, but it's blocked everywhere else. It seems that they're using the parallels, right? If you look at the map, we have parallels going through, that they're using specific parallels to block people who are in a position between some of them. So it seems like if you are somewhere on the 58th parallel, you can play game, but everyone else can't, same as me here. So I have some very interesting news today. Stay with me, please. So, by my calculation here that I have on a piece of paper, it seems that there's a gap of about 1 week between the release on different continents. Australia, US, right? Then you have Europe, except for when sometimes they do these small jumps when they add a country to it, like the rest of the Europe got added just 3 days after that, and then also the Canada, straight after the European release, the Canada finally got their Pokemon Go. So that gives me an idea that the Pokemon will come out in the rest of the Asia. I'm not sure about China though, I'm sorry, because it's based on Niantic's Google Maps basically, and Google Maps and everything else from Google is actually blocked in China. So 27th to 28th of July is when I'm predicting, in the best case scenario, we're gonna get this game. And there's also a worst case scenario that we'll get this game 2 weeks late, probably, maybe even more. Why am I thinking about that? Well, because the Pokemon is so immensely popular and Japan is such a huge market, and I've been there many times, and whereas some of us may prefer to play on a gaming console and things like that, everybody pretty much plays on their mobile phones. So the mobile phone market there is huge, it's gigantic. Combine it with the Pokemon, we can see their servers start to crumble again, which will take them probably a couple of days to a week to actually get on the level for the stress load to even out, and then spend another week trying to get the servers ready for other Asian markets like Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and so on. So this is the worst case scenario, that if they again won't be prepared for the demand like it usually happens, and it's gonna take a nosedive and it takes them weeks to get it back on. I won't be surprised if it comes out next month or even later, because Niantic seriously even said we have no plans to release it anywhere else apart from Japan right now. So God knows, this is the worst PR fucking response that you ever get from any company. Very irresponsible, fucking hate it. Like, they could have at least, it just shows you that they don't give a shit. There is no need to keep the secrecy, because Do you actually care about people who are playing it and care about the product? If yes, then fucking reassure people, give them something to look forward to instead of just blatantly ignoring. Is like, we don't know when we have no plans. This is not something like you keep a secret and then you just, wow, surprise us, because it's shit. This is the worst approach I've ever seen. Anyway, that's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, this launch goes smoothly in Japan, and the next time we see the game, it's gonna be rolling out maybe in a couple of days after Japan, or maybe a week later, because to be honest, no idea, but I suspect it's gonna be next week, a week after the Japanese release. Hopefully it will give them time to see the stress load of the servers. They seem to have added the rest of the Europe pretty rapidly. Now, why it might happen earlier? Best case scenario is I found on the Thai Pokemon group this particular site which shows you pings to every server that Pokemon Go has and identified, and you can see that all of them are working, right? Obviously Game Stable is the probably some kind of a testing, and this shows you the hours of the last ping that the server was online, that it actually pinged through, and all belongs to the Pokemon Go. As you can see here, Japan is still offline. 7 hours ago it pinged through. You can see Indonesia here, India, Hong Kong, 2 servers in Hong Kong, so they're probably expecting some big demand there. Argentina, Brazil, Chile. Now what is very interesting here, we have Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, Thailand as well, and Turkey. So these are all the other countries that are scheduled to roll out. So that means the servers already exist and they're probably getting them ready. So if we're lucky, we might get the Pokemon Go, probably not at the same time as Japan, but very, very soon. Very, very soon, maybe a couple of days after that, 3 or 4 days after that. So there we go. So I think I'm predicting just 1 more week left to wait. Hopefully less. If not, then I'm fucking giving up on this game, seriously. I'll still cover it, but I'm giving up on this. So there we go. That's my prediction for the launch, and I hope that it's true, and I hope like it is. So I'm actually giving you some good news and something to look forward to. Everything else seems to be working absolutely fine. There's no problems going on, even though there was a rumor circulating around that the DDoS attack brought down the service last week, actually at the beginning of this week, by a hacker group. Don't remember their name, but usually it's the Lizard Squad, but that wasn't Lizard Squad, it was someone else. So I mean, yeah, if the game becomes a very huge success and it actually keeps people zombified, then I see them like getting a whack from the hackers quite regularly. It doesn't take much to bring down the servers using DDoS attack, but knowing that Niantic is connected to Google, then hopefully they can come up with something there. So yeah, let's hope that this release date is good. So basically, I'll put the link for this website in the description below. It's basically www.mmoserverstatus.com/Pokemon_Go, and you can refresh the servers and take a look how the things are changing, right? Yeah, so yesterday I came here when the Thailand ping was just about 3 minutes off, so I was like, shit. Yeah, what else can I recommend you? Well, basically there's been an article, and there's a website called the PokemonRadarGo.com, and obviously basically what it means is that you can use this thing, including the app that is available on the App Store and Apple, and hopefully coming to Google Play soon. You can use the map to locate the Pokemons on the map, which Pokemons are located, so it gives you easier chance to catch them. The rare ones, every kind of Pokemon, and also people can help by posting, I found this Pokemon there, but you should be careful about basically trolls, right? They can actually say, I found this rare Pokemon there, but there's nothing there. So what you need to look for on the map, you have an icon which you will click on, and it will say who posted it. You just have to make sure that it's not the same person posting all this stuff, and how many people confirm that this is real? How many people confirm that this is actually what it is? So you don't end up going and driving somewhere and there's nothing there. In the best case scenario, and worst scenario, getting mugged or robbed or anything like that. Now the problem with this website is that the load is so immense right now that the website doesn't work most of the time. Basically it says here that they have a problem with Google's API, because API basically is what allows you or your app to connect to Google servers and request them to do something for you. So the map API that Google provides them is basically overloaded, because they're still just users, they're not a company or anything like that. So they get a specific allowance. So the only way you can help this cause is if you tweet at Google developers and ask them to respond to the PokeRadar request to increase the performance of the API, so then you can actually use this website. Because I've tried it, I've only managed to access it once in the last 2 days. So this is really ridiculous. But that's not all. There was always also some kind of a URL for the Google Maps that actually allowed you to see the Pokemons on the Google Map. Apologize for that. It was on the Thai Pokemon group, and there's basically like a link posted somewhere saying that, as you can see, there's a lot of news on the Thai Pokemon group. People are waiting impatiently. There's hacks and everything like that. Thing is not available. This is the service that I actually told you about that is pinging through. Basically, someone had a link somewhere, like on a Google map, that allows you to see the map of the Pokemon. Okay, so for now, this 4 hours ago. It's very interesting. This is probably a fake. I can guarantee you that it's fake. Because right now it says here that it's, open, but it's also there should be a button uninstall. That's a nice invention. For those who really take the Pokemon shit seriously, this is something useful. As you can see, our company, like the mobile phone company, is actually starting to advertise Pokemon Go already, even though it doesn't say anything here like free data on T-Mobile in the US. No, it just says join us for the most popular game ever out, but nothing's fucking out, and neither do they know when is it coming out. Anyway, there we go. Pokemon Go global map. So I'll post this link in the description as well. And you can use that in the meantime until that PokeRadar actually goes through. As you can see here, it's only available in the countries that it's actually out. And what's disturbing to me is that it seems that the majority of the Pokemons are concentrated in a dense, highly populated level. It's not people like me who live in a fucking countryside in the middle of nowhere. I'll be fucking stuck with 3 or 4 Pokemons here. When the servers were online, I did manage to get to level 3 and catch about 5 or 6 of them. But as you can see, all this stuff here, I can travel to the higher populated areas just to catch some Pokemons, but I'm not that kind of a fanatic who's gonna fly somewhere or drive 800 kilometers to Bangkok just to get some very rare Pokemons. I have family, work and commitment. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy, sorry. So there we go, my dear listeners and watchers. If you like this channel, please subscribe, click the subscribe button below, share this video, give it a thumbs up. I really enjoy providing you all the information that I have here for the Pokemon Go. And hopefully I'll see you next week, and by that time we'll all be actually playing the game. And don't forget to buy a power bank, and don't forget to buy maybe something like a fast charger if your phone supports it then, or a case that's got a battery in it, because that game drains the hell out of their battery. I've played for half an hour and I lost almost 40% of my battery, which is insane. And this power savings mode is so far just a bullshit. Niantic also said that they're gonna keep adding new features, but before that, just please roll out the fucking game, because right now it's just a bare bone games. It's just a basic platform to expand on, and I hope that they actually do provide everything that they claim they will. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Game Vortex.